There is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. The truth often hides in plain sight, veiled by what you're told to believe. Look closer. Arthur Conan Doyle. Chapter 1. The Smiling Blade. Smiling blades. They disarm you with pleasantries, blind you with feigned kindness. You will learn to see the hidden dagger, the true intentions. Understood what most still, inviting, harmless. But 2,000 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli understood what most still refused to see. Some water contains a slow poison. They tell you the world operates on good intentions, on mutual respect, on fair play. This is a lie. This is the first lie they feed you to disarm you, to make you vulnerable. Right now, you are draining energy, you are leaking power, because you believe in universal goodwill. The smiling blade is a silent killer. It's the handshake that hides a backstab, the kind word meant to extract information, the friendly face that scouts your weaknesses. These are not allies. These are opportunists. They do not want to lift you up. They want to climb over you. They see your sincerity as a path to your resources, your trust as a key to your lock. Your natural inclination is to reciprocate kindness, to open up, to assume the best. This instinct is weaponized against you. Every time you show your hand to a smiling enemy, you reveal a part of your strategy. You expose a flank. You offer them ammunition for a later attack. They collect these small details, these casual confidences, and store them away for the moment they need to strike. Think about the last time someone complimented you intensely, only to subtly probe your insecurities right after. Or the colleague who offers unsolicited help that somehow complicates your work more than it assists. They watch you. They listen to your frustrations. They catalog your hopes and your fears. This behavior is not support. It is reconnaissance. Here's how you disarm the smiling blade. Cultivate an internal fortress. Share nothing critical with those who offer unearned warmth. Keep your plans close, your vulnerabilities closer. Let your words be vague when pressed, your intentions opaque. You become a wall, not a window. If you announce your ambitions to everyone, people will smile and wish you well, then quietly work to undermine you or steal your ideas. But if you quietly build, if you move in silence, there's nothing for them to grab onto. There's no point of attack because they don't know where the attack needs to land. Your silence becomes your shield. The legendary general Sun Tzu understood this principle perfectly. He taught that all warfare is based on deception and that you should appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. What he understood is that your opponent's perception is more critical than your reality. A smiling enemy is a master of this same deception, turning their soft exterior into a weapon. This doesn't mean becoming cynical. It means becoming strategic. You learn to differentiate genuine connection from manipulative charm. You observe their patterns, their consistency. Do their actions align with their words? Or is there a subtle disconnect, a hint of something darker beneath the surface? Failing to recognize the smiling blade means constant exposure. It means your projects get sabotaged, your reputation gets chipped away, your resources slowly vanish. They drain you, they deplete you. They leave you wondering why things never quite work out, why your efforts always seem to hit an invisible wall. That wall is them. Guard your inner circle with extreme prejudice. Limit access to your true thoughts, your raw emotions, your grand visions. These are precious assets, not for casual display, not for those who only offer superficial pleasantries in return. You build an inner sanctuary where only the truly vetted can enter. But the smiling blade is just one cut. There are other forms of hidden sabotage, silent poisons that work from within your own mind. Traps you set for yourself. What are they? Chapter 2. The Affable Assassin. Beware the affable assassin. They are the smiling serpent, offering a cup of comfort while stirring a potent venom. Learn to recognize their insidious charm. This silent poison, a trap you set for yourself, is succumbing to the affable assassin, not the overt enemy declaring war. They are the smiling face, the gentle voice, offering a helping hand even as they plan to sever your arm. This is the danger of misplaced trust. The cost of believing pleasantness equals goodwill. This calculated charm disarms you. It lowers your defenses. You naturally relax around someone who seems genuinely friendly, someone who seems to have your best interests at heart. They exploit your innate desire for connection, for acceptance, for ease. This false sense of security becomes your greatest weakness. Watch what happens when someone is overly complimentary, always agreeing, never challenging. They do not do this out of pure admiration. They are probing. They are mapping your ego, identifying your insecurities, searching for the access points to your mind. They collect data on what makes you feel valued, what makes you feel valued, what makes you feel safe. The affable assassin crafts this persona deliberately. They study you, they mirror your interests, parrot your opinions, feign understanding. Their goal is not friendship, it is access. Access to your resources, your secrets, your influence. Access to your core vulnerability. Fools mistake relentless pleasantness for genuine alignment. They open up, they share, they trust, they believe the smile is the truth. But if you see it as a tactic, a strategy of infiltration, you remain vigilant. Offer pleasantries in return, but nothing substantial. Observe their actions, not just their words, their hidden movements. Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who conquered empires with both force and cunning, understood that a smooth tongue could often achieve what a cannonball could not. What he understood is that appearances are a weapon. They are a tool to manipulate perception, to lull opponents into a false sense of security before striking. They want to know your weaknesses, your fears, your aspirations. They want to know who you truly trust and who you secretly despise. Every casual conversation, every shared laugh is a data point. This information becomes leverage to be used against you when the moment is ripe. This is a slow poison, not a sudden attack. They drain you slowly. They sow seeds of doubt. They subtly undermine your confidence. They isolate you from true allies, all while maintaining their facade of unwavering support. They make you question your own judgment, your own instincts. Here's how you protect yourself. Never confuse charm with character. Treat overt friendliness with suspicion. Do not be eager to reciprocate. Keep your own counsel. Reveal nothing personal, nothing vital, nothing that can be used to control you. Their ultimate goal is control, to influence your decisions, to steer you towards outcomes that benefit them, not you. They want you to choose their path, believing it is your own idea. They want you to walk willingly into their carefully constructed trap. They might offer small favors, seemingly selfless acts of kindness. This creates a subtle sense of obligation, a psychological debt. You feel compelled to reciprocate, to lower your guard, to give back. This is another layer of their intricate web, tightening around you, slowly. Sigmund Freud, the pioneer of the unconscious mind, revealed that outward behavior often masks deeper, hidden motives. He showed us that the most agreeable surface can conceal powerful, sometimes predatory, drives and unacknowledged desires. You must learn to look past the veneer. Do not trust words, trust actions. Observe their patterns. Do their promises align with their delivery? Do their public pronouncements match their private whispers? The affable assassin thrives on the gap between what they say and what they intend. Close that gap. The cost of naivete here is profound. It's not just embarrassment. It's lost opportunities. It's damaged reputation. It's strategic setbacks. It's the erosion of your power, surrendered willingly to a smiling face you fail to scrutinize. Your response must be surgical. Be polite, be professional, but be impenetrable. Give them nothing. Expect nothing. Acknowledge their pleasantries, then move on. There is no warmth, no true connection, only a cold exchange of superficialities. The affable assassin preys on your desire for connection, but there is another, more insidious trap, one that springs from your own attempts to control how others see you. What is this hidden vulnerability? Chapter 3. The unseen strings. The unseen strings. Observe closely. The invisible threads that bind you will uncover how your own efforts to connect, paradoxically, unravel your strength. This vulnerability is the performance you put on, the constant adjustment of your true self to fit the expectations of others. You believe you are building bridges, creating allies, securing your position. Instead, you are draining your power, making yourself readable, making yourself weak. Every forced smile, every agreeable nod, every carefully chosen word is a piece of your energy given away, a tell in a game where silence is your strongest hand. Think about the mental energy you expend before a meeting, before a social gathering, before even a casual encounter. You calculate their likely reactions, you anticipate their judgments, you mold your presentation. You are not simply existing, you are performing. This performance is a lie, a tax on your authenticity, and it makes you predictable to those who observe you. They learn your triggers, they understand your insecurities, they know exactly which strings to pull to make you dance. Watch what happens when you crave acceptance. You lower your defenses, you share more than you should. You compromise your position, your values, your time, all for the fleeting warmth of approval. This hunger for validation is a gaping wound, and people, even those you call friends, will instinctively exploit it. They will offer a compliment, a piece of advice, a gesture of support, all with an unseen string attached, waiting for you to flinch. Here's how you cut these strings. Cultivate indifference to external opinion. This does not mean rudeness or arrogance. It means a deep internal detachment from the need for others to see you in a particular light. Your actions become their own justification. Your path is your own. You move with purpose, not with the intention to impress, not with the desire to please, not with the need to belong. If you announce your intentions, your projects, your ambitions, people will either covertly sabotage you or openly criticize you, driven by envy or their own fear. They will offer helpful advice that subtly undermines or plant seeds of doubt designed to stall your momentum. Your energy dissipates into defending your choices, justifying your vision, explaining your path. But if you quietly execute, if you let your results speak for themselves, there is nothing for them to attack. There is no vulnerable point for their envy to target, no uncertainty for their doubts to exploit. Your strength comes from being unreadable, from being a closed book, where others can only guess at the narrative, never truly knowing the plot twists or the ending. This is precisely what Otto von Bismarck understood when he stated, "People never lie so much as after a hunt, during a war, or before an election." He understood that intentions are always veiled, especially when power or advantage is at stake. The smiles, the pleasantries, the declarations of support, these are often just tools, distractions, to keep you from seeing the true agenda beneath. He navigated a world of complex alliances and enemies by never fully trusting the stated motives of others, always looking for the hidden currents. Aristotle, observing the nature of human character, argued that true happiness and self-worth come from within, from virtuous action and reasoned thought, not from the fickle opinions of the crowd. What he understood is that when you chase external validation, you hand over control of your inner state to others. You become a leaf in the wind, buffeted by every fleeting judgment, every casual remark. Your peace, your purpose, your very identity become contingent on their gaze. Stop seeking praise, stop fearing criticism. Both are external illusions that bind you. Your worth is not a public consensus, it is an internal fact. Those who truly wish you well will support your silent progress, not demand a performance. Those who don't will expose themselves through their attempts to control your perception. The unseen strings are always there, waiting to be pulled, waiting to make you dance. But there is another kind of string, one that connects you to your own past, to your own wounds, making you react in predictable, self-sabotaging ways. What are these internal triggers? Chapter 4, the Trojan handshake. A helping hand? Or a hidden dagger? Your greatest threats don't always wield swords. Sometimes they offer you a gift. Understand the Trojan handshake. Your internal triggers, those unaddressed vulnerabilities, make you susceptible to the most insidious trap, the Trojan handshake. It is not the obvious attack you fear, the direct challenge to your authority. It is the offer of help, the generous invitation, the promise of an easy win. This is not a direct assault. It is a slow poison, carefully administered. They give you something you think you need, something you desire, and with it, they embed a cost. This cost is rarely monetary. It is your independence, your future options, your reputation. They offer a hand, but that hand is holding a chain, ready to be tightened at their whim. Watch what happens when a struggling peer offers you a shortcut. A connection they claim will fast-track your progress. They frame it as pure generosity, a helping hand in your time of need. But the moment you accept, you become indebted. You owe them favors, you owe them loyalty, you owe them your silence. Your success, if it comes, is now partially theirs, and they will demand their cut. This is how ambition is muted, how careers are sidetracked, how power is diluted. You take the initial gift, blind to the invisible strings attached. Later, when the true cost emerges, when you realize you are cornered and constrained, it is too late. The unspoken agreement is made. The debt is real, and it compounds with time. Here's how you spot the Trojan handshake. Every offer, every invitation, every partnership must be dissected without emotion. Ask yourself, what does this person really gain? What future obligation are they trying to create for you? Assume malicious intent, even from those who present themselves as angels, especially from those who smile the widest. Never accept a gift without understanding its origin and its true price. If the price is unclear, it is too high. If it diminishes your autonomy in any way, if it limits your options down the line, reject it immediately. Your freedom of action is non-negotiable. Your ability to move independently is your most valuable currency. If you announce your immediate acceptance, driven by greed or perceived politeness, people will see your weakness. They will see you as a mark eager for an easy score. But if you quietly probe the offer, asking pointed questions about terms, expectations, and future commitments, there's nothing for them to exploit. You expose their trap before you step into it. Sir Borgia, the formidable son of Pope Alexander VI, mastered this art. He often offered alliances and assistance to smaller lords, seemingly for their benefit. What he understood is that these gifts were always designed to slowly absorb their territory, their armies, or their political influence into his own burgeoning power base. His generosity was merely an investment in his own expansion. Borgia knew that a direct conquest would breed resentment and open resistance. A seemingly benevolent offer, however, disarmed his targets. They welcomed him, saw him as a protector, only to find themselves gradually dependent, their own strength eroded by the very aid they accepted. This is the velvet glove concealing the iron fist of control. The poisoned gift often appears as collaboration, as a partnership. Let's combine our efforts, they suggest, while planning to absorb your best ideas, leverage your network, and ultimately take credit for your work. They want your output without your equal share of the power or the reward. They want to dilute your brand while elevating theirs. Think about the mentor, who offers to introduce you to their contacts, but only if you bring them your most innovative projects. You gain access, yes, but your projects suddenly become our projects, your ideas, shared ideas. They place themselves at the center of your universe, controlling the flow of information and opportunity, making you reliant. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, understood the danger of perceived obligation. He warned against accepting favors too readily, noting that nothing is burdensome that is taken on willingly. What he meant is that accepting a favor places you in a psychological debt, whether intended or not. The giver subtly gains power over you, holding the unspoken expectation of reciprocation, twisting your free will into obligation. Seneca realized that true freedom lay in self-sufficiency, in not needing another's hand. Dependence, even on a well-meaning patron, could subtly erode one's autonomy. Every generous gesture from a powerful entity must be viewed through the lens of power dynamics, not altruism. Always question the motive, always calculate the true cost, even if it feels ungrateful. The true cost of the Trojan handshake is not just what you lose, but what you fail to gain. You lose the opportunity to build your own strength, to forge your own path, to earn your victories independently. You trade genuine growth for a borrowed success that comes with invisible strings. You become a puppet, not a player, dancing to a tune you did not compose. Guard your independence fiercely. See every generous offer, every hocked, every collaborative venture as a potential trap designed to ensnare you. Chapter 5. Your open wound. Your open wound. This trap, it is not external. It lives inside you. They are hunting for what you hide, for what makes you flinch. Every confession is filed away. This trap is not external. It lives inside you. It is your open wound, your exposed nerve, the raw truth you let slip. They are not looking for your strengths, but hunting for what you hide, what you regret, what makes you flinch. Every confession, every secret shared, is meticulously filed away. Why would a predator study the healthy deer? They look for the limp, the sickness. Your vulnerabilities are not ignored. They are catalogued. They become the levers they pull, the pressure points they exploit, the precise angle of attack. Watch what happens when you confide in someone you barely trust. You talk about past failures, personal struggles. You call it being authentic. They call it intelligence gathering. They smile, they nod, but their mind is a ledger, not a confessional. Friedrich Nietzsche warned that truths are illusions which we have forgotten are illusions. Your private truths, held sacred, become dangerous weapons when handed to an enemy. They twist your reality, use your own words against you, making you doubt your perception. They won't attack directly. They will use your secret to shape your choices, influence your behavior, nudge you into positions that benefit them. The fear of exposure becomes your invisible chain. You lose your peace, your freedom to act decisively, to speak your mind. The knowledge that someone holds a piece of your past is a constant drain on your energy, your focus, your resolve. They don't ask direct questions, they probe. They tell a story about their past mistake, baiting you to share yours. They create an illusion of shared vulnerability, a fake bond, to extract your secrets. Here's how you protect yourself. You reveal nothing. Not your deepest fears, not your past embarrassments, not your secret ambitions. You become a sealed vault, offer platitudes, generalities, surface-level interactions. They learn nothing concrete, nothing actionable. If you present yourself as an open book, everyone reads your ending before you've lived it. They see your fragile points, your insecurities. But if you quietly operate a mystery, there's nothing for them to exploit. They can only guess, and speculation holds no power. Cardinal Richelieu, the architect of French power, declared, "Secrecy is the first essential in the management of affairs." He spoke of the secrets of state, the vulnerabilities of position. Your personal empire is no different. Exposure could bring it down. When they have no past errors to throw in your face, no hidden shames to expose, you are untouchable. You are a blank slate. They cannot build a case against you. You deny them the raw materials for sabotage. They will try to create a false intimacy, an illusion of trust. They offer their own vulnerabilities as a trade. Their confessions are calculated, designed to make you drop your guard, to reveal your true self. Your real friends will never weaponize your trust. They protect your secrets. Everyone else is a potential adversary. Treat casual acquaintances, colleagues, and distant relatives as if they are auditioning for the role of your enemy's informant. Put everyone on an information diet. They get only what is necessary, what is public, what is inconsequential. Your private life remains private. Your struggles are for you to overcome, not for others to observe. Your ambitions are for you to build, not for others to envy. Strength is silent. It does not announce its pains, its doubts, its past defeats. It simply overcomes. When you seal your open wounds, you remove their most potent weapon. You deny them the ammunition to control you, to manipulate you, to bring you down. But there's another vulnerability, a deeper one that exists in the very air you breathe, the assumptions you make about others. It is the silent pact you make with your own blindness. What is it? Chapter 6, The Golden Cage. Subtlety, my friends, a ruler's most potent weapon. They will not conquer you with swords, but with kindness. Learn to recognize the gilded bars of your own making. They don't attack you head-on. They don't expose your weaknesses. Instead, they offer comfort, convenience, and a helping hand. This is the architects of the golden cage. They build a structure of dependence around you, brick by silent brick, until your escape becomes too painful, too costly, or simply impossible. This silent integration is insidious. They weave themselves into your vital operations, your critical systems, your indispensable network. They position themselves as the single point of access, the sole manager, the only reliable expert. Your resources, your information, your connections, all begin to flow through them. The danger isn't immediately obvious. In fact, it often feels like a blessing. Someone else is handling the tedious tasks, clearing the path, making things easier for you. But every concession you make, every responsibility you hand over, is another bar added to your invisible prison. It is a slow draining of your autonomy, your direct control, your options. Watch what happens when you let a single individual manage all your critical vendor relationships or become the sole gatekeeper to your most valuable clients. They seem invaluable, efficient, loyal. They protect you from the messy details, from the hard conversations. You come to rely on their smooth handling of these sensitive areas. Here's how they build the cage. They identify your pain points, your areas of weakness, the tasks you dislike. Then, with a disarming smile and an eagerness to serve, they step in. They become the indispensable bridge, the necessary translator, the only one who truly understands the complex inner workings of your world. They absorb information. They centralize processes. They isolate you from direct alternatives. They ensure that if they were to suddenly vanish, your entire operation would grind to a halt, suffering massive damage. This isn't collaboration, it's calculated enmeshment. You become complacent, accustomed to their quiet efficiency. You stop asking questions. You stop understanding the underlying mechanics. You trust that everything is being handled, while they are simultaneously consolidating their power and making themselves irreplaceable. Andrew Carnegie, the industrial titan, understood the power of controlling every stage of production. He didn't just make steel. He owned the iron mines, the coal fields, the railroads, and the ships that transported his materials. What he understood is that true dominance came from controlling the very arteries of an operation, making others entirely dependent on his integrated system. This is why you must maintain redundant systems. Always have a backup, a secondary contact, an alternative pathway. Never allow one person to hold all the keys. to possess all the critical information, to be the sole conduit for anything vital to your survival. The cage tightens when you are too comfortable to question, too busy to verify, too trusting to inspect. It is built not with chains, but with convenience, not with force, but with smiling helpfulness. And the moment you realize you are trapped, the cost of extraction will be immense. Louis XIV, the Sun King, understood this principle perfectly when he moved the French nobility to Versailles. He turned powerful regional lords into courtiers dependent on his favor, his banquets, his constant attention for their status and wealth. What he understood is that if you control the source of prestige, of comfort, of opportunity, you control the man, regardless of their past power. They will always offer to take on more, to lighten your load, to handle that one last thing. Recognize these offerings for what they truly are: additional bars on your cage. Every time you delegate a critical function without maintaining oversight or developing a backup, you are trading short-term ease for long-term vulnerability. Fools announce their intentions to diversify, to assert control, to break free. This gives the smiling enemy time to sabotage, to complicate, to make the transition even more painful. The astute, however, quietly build their alternatives, test new channels, and establish new relationships, all without a word. Then, when the time comes, they simply step out. There is no announcement, no confrontation, just a quiet shift of resources, a redirection of flow. The cage is found empty, its bars no longer relevant, its architect left with nothing but their useless structure. This is the only way to dismantle a golden cage without tearing yourself apart in the process. Chapter 7: The Smiling Dagger. The Smiling Dagger, a poison often cloaked in pleasantries. Learn to recognize this insidious prelude to betrayal before their false warmth becomes your undoing. The quiet exit from a golden cage demands that you first recognize the chains, but an even greater threat exists before the chains are even visible: the smiling dagger. This is the insidious prelude to betrayal, often cloaked in an unnatural surge of pleasantries, a sudden interest in your well-being, or an unsolicited offer of help. They move close. They disarm you with false warmth. They lull you into a sense of security before they strike. This sudden shift in behavior is a psychological weapon. It aims to lower your defenses, to make you drop your guard just when you need it most. When someone who was once indifferent or even mildly adversarial suddenly becomes overtly friendly, praising your work, agreeing with every word, or seeking your company with unusual eagerness, you are not witnessing a change of heart. You are witnessing the softening of a target. They are preparing the ground. Watch what happens when a rival starts complimenting your weaknesses or ignoring your past slights. They are not forgiving you. They are assessing the depth of your trust, probing for vulnerabilities, charting the pathways to your resources. Their sudden generosity is a cost of doing business, a small investment to gain a much larger return from your unsuspecting openness. They want your plans, they want your resources, they want your confidence. Think about the casual questions that now seem probing, the sudden fascination with your personal life, your financial situation, or the strategies you are developing for future projects. This is not genuine interest. This is intelligence gathering. Every piece of information you volunteer in this state of false camaraderie will be used against you. Nothing is forgotten, nothing is wasted. Here's how you identify the smiling dagger. Look for the unnatural. Normal human interaction has a rhythm, it has a give and take. But an enemy preparing to betray you will often exhibit an exaggerated, almost theatrical pleasantness. Their flattery will feel unearned, their agreement too swift, their curiosity too focused. This overcompensation is the tell. It signals a hidden agenda. As Miyamoto Musashi wrote, the important thing in strategy is to see distant things as if they were close, and to take a detached view of close things. What he understood is that true insight comes from observing patterns, not just surfaces. When someone close to you suddenly changes their pattern of behavior, becoming excessively agreeable or uncharacteristically generous, they are not acting authentically. They are putting on a performance. Fools accept the performance at face value. They bask in the praise. They believe in the sudden shift of allegiance, and they open their books and their minds to the perceived new friend. But the astute recognize the dissonance. They note the anomaly. They understand that such a drastic shift in temperament often masks a calculated design. They keep their distance. They offer nothing new. They test the waters. They might share deliberately vague information or introduce a small, controlled problem to see how the newfound ally reacts. They observe if the generosity extends beyond mere words, or if it withers when real effort is required. They do not confront the smile directly, for that would reveal their own suspicion. Instead, they tighten their defenses. They seal their leaks. Julius Caesar, a man who navigated endless betrayals within the Roman Senate, understood the treachery that can hide behind a familiar face. Though his famous last words, "Et tu, brute," may be legend, they perfectly capture the shock of betrayal from a perceived friend, highlighting the danger of trusting those with proximity and motive. He knew that the most dangerous enemies are often those you invited to your table, those who could look you in the eye as they prepared their strike. If you announce your suspicions, they will simply retreat, adapt, and refine their tactics, making them harder to detect next time. But if you quietly observe, tighten your security, and offer no new vulnerabilities, you disarm them before they can even draw their blade. You turn their own strategy against them. Their elaborate performance becomes useless. Their intel gathering yields nothing but static. The smiling dagger is not just a sign of future harm. It is a direct attack on your perception. It aims to corrupt your judgment. It wants you to believe that an enemy is now a friend, so you willingly walk into the trap. Your task is to see beyond the surface, to feel the cold steel beneath the warm cloth. This requires a constant vigilance, a practiced eye for the subtle cues of human deception. But there is another layer to this game, one that involves not just recognizing the enemy's false front, but understanding how they use your own reputation against you. How do they twist perception, even when their smile is long gone? Chapter 8. Silent disarmament. Silent disarmament. They will corrode your strength from within. Your own allies, your own words, your own past become the tools of your undoing. They twist perception with quiet whispers, not grand lies. The smiling enemy, once recognized, moves from direct charm to indirect corrosion. They chip away at your foundation, turning your own allies, your own words, your own past against you. This is silent disarmament, neutralizing your opponent without a single open battle, without a raised voice. Nothing leaks, nothing drains. Think about rust. It doesn't scream or attack. It slowly weakens metal from within until it collapses. That is how the smiling enemy operates when exposed. They won't engage directly. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt, fuel insecurities, subtly shifting perceptions to make you appear unstable, untrustworthy, or irrelevant to those who matter. You find yourself defending positions you never took, explaining motives you never had. People look at you differently, a coldness in their eyes, a hesitation in their voice. You can't pinpoint the source, but the air has changed. Your influence leaks, your authority erodes, relationships fray, all without a visible direct attack. This slow bleed is hard to stop. Here's how you execute silent disarmament, taking away their weapons without drawing your own. First, observe with absolute detachment. Who do they speak to? What patterns emerge in information flow? You seek faint traces of their hidden influence, the subtle currents they try to steer, not a smoking gun or an obvious confrontation. Once identified, initiate strategic withdrawal. This isn't retreat, but calculated access removal. Seal the channels they exploit, mutual contacts, shared resources, their operating environment. Make it harder for them to gather information, spread rumors, or establish any hold. Cut off their oxygen. Then comes subtle redirection. Don't fight their current, divert it. If they rely on your weakness, strengthen it. If they feed on gossip, starve them by controlling information or seeding data that makes their whispers absurd. make their efforts fruitless, their attacks landing on empty air, their energy dissipates into nothing. What Alexander the Great understood is that a battle is often won before it begins. He isolated enemies, cut supply lines, dismantled alliances. This rendered them weak, exposed, ready to crumble with minimal force. Do the same with your smiling enemy. Cut off their resources for manipulation. They have no fuel for their fire. Don't engage with gossip. Don't chase every whisper. Engaging gives their words oxygen, gives them power. Instead, change the subject, shift focus. Make it impossible for their narratives to take root by cultivating a stronger narrative through your actions, not just your words. Let your reputation speak for itself. If you confront the smiling enemy, you elevate them. You give them the stage they crave, the drama they feed on. They will deny, play the victim, and double down, fueled by your public frustration. Your anger becomes their proof that you are unstable. Just as they suggested, you hand them ammunition. But if you quietly remove their tools, audience, and leverage, they have nothing. No fire to fan, no stage to perform on. They become a general without an army, a speaker without an audience. Their machinations die a silent, unremarkable death. Their attempts to damage you, simply fading into irrelevance. They cease to matter. Bruce Lee taught, Chapter 9, The Unblinking Gaze. The unblinking gaze, it's not just seeing, but understanding. To truly wield power, one must first master the art of piercing the veil, of discerning truth from performance. That adaptability, that shapelessness, is your ultimate shield. But a shield only works if you see the blade coming. This is the unblinking gaze. It is the constant, cold awareness of the currents beneath the surface. The smiles, the promises, the apparent goodwill, these are merely thin screens. Your job is to pierce them, to see the machinery, the levers, the hidden agendas operating behind the faces. You learn to see the tells, the micro-expressions, the subtle shifts in their eyes, the forced laughter, the too quick agreement, the way they lean in or pull back when a sensitive topic hits. These are not just observations, they are data points. They are fragments of the true intention, signals that betray the calm facade. You collect them all, silently, without judgment, without reaction. Abraham Lincoln, facing a nation torn and enemies within his own cabinet, once said, "I don't like that man. I must get to know him better." What he understood is that surface dislike is just a signal. It's a call to examine, to dissect, to map their true intentions and vulnerabilities, not to simply avoid them. The unblinking gaze does not shy away from discomfort. It leans into it, understanding that the most dangerous truths often hide in plain sight, veiled by charm or feigned weakness. This sight extends beyond individuals. It sees the systemic traps, the organizational weaknesses, the cultural vulnerabilities within any structure you inhabit. It recognizes the insidious leaks that drain your energy, the distractions that fragment your focus, the unspoken rules that bind you without your consent. You do not just react to threats, you anticipate them. You do not just solve problems, you dissolve the conditions that create them. Your goal is preemption. It means identifying the silent aggressors before they make their move, neutralizing the potential saboteurs before they gather their tools. It means building your strength in the dark, cutting the drains, sealing the leaks, and eliminating unnecessary exposure. Every resource you consolidate, every secret you keep, every vulnerability you harden, makes you more formidable. Think about how you move through your day. Are you presenting yourself as an open book, inviting scrutiny? Or are you a closed system, self-contained and impenetrable? The unblinking gaze ensures the latter. It demands a rigorous self-assessment, a ruthless audit of your own blind spots, your emotional triggers, your predictable patterns. These are the entry points they will exploit. Steve Jobs, a master of focus and elimination, famously said, "Innovation is not about saying yes to everything. It's about saying no to all the wrong things." He understood that power comes from strategic reduction, from cutting away the superfluous to reveal the essential. Your unblinking gaze must do the same for your life. Identify the distractions, the draining relationships, the commitments that do not serve your core objective, and then cut them, swiftly and without regret. This is the final lesson. Never relax your vigilance. Never assume goodwill. Never mistake a pleasant demeanor for a harmless one. The world is not a friendly place, and your success will inevitably attract the envious, the resentful, the opportunists. They watch, they wait, they smile. Your unblinking gaze is your ultimate defense, your silent weapon. It allows you to see the true nature of every interaction, every offer, every relationship. It transforms you from a player into a puppet master, from a target into a predator. You become the one who understands the game, not merely participates in it. Cultivate this inner sight until it becomes automatic. Let it guide your choices, inform your strategies, and shape your interactions. It is not paranoia, it is precision, it is not suspicion, it is survival. It is the difference between being led and leading, the difference between being consumed and consuming. The game never ends, and neither does your sight.